Evening Prime is brought to you by
Misho, Wa, Andeki Variety, Ansuni Dam.
Sterling Reserve, Come Alive, and Himalaya Purifying Neem Face Wash, Pimple Free, Healthy Skin Ka Expert.
Several northeastern states on alert amidst COVID surge. Manipur urges people to get booster doses. Mizoram closely monitoring situation. Positivity rate in Sikkim crosses 20% mark. Suspended Meghalaya Congress MLA makes a stand clear, says MPCC chief cannot stop him from contesting polls on a Congress ticket. Assam Chief Minister Himanta Biswa Sharma puts an end to all speculations over meeting with West Bengal counterpart Mamata Banerjee, says meeting just a courtesy call, talks focused on interstate issues. Assam Arunachal Pradesh Chief Ministers to hold all crucial meeting on interstate border issue tomorrow. Discussions to focus on resolving issues pertaining to 123 villages marked as disputed. Singapore, the next destination for embattled Sri Lankan President Rajapaksa as a protest erupts in Maldives. Situation continues to remain volatile in island nation. And interstate drug smuggling racket busted by Assam police. Drug peddlers impersonating army apprehended. Contraband worth rupees 70 lakh recovered. Very good evening to all our viewers. You're watching Evening Prime. I'm Ronak, and we start the bulletin with the big political story from Meghalaya. Well, are suspended Congress MLAs daring the State Pradesh Congress chief Vincent Pala to try and prevent them from contesting on a party tickets in the ensuing assembly elections slated for early next year? Is Vincent Pala and AICC on the same page when it comes to proposed ousting of the suspended MLAs from the party? Well, one of these suspended Congress MLAs from Shillong, Mohindro Rapsang, is indicating that the AICC wants him to contest on a Congress ticket. Rapsang also questioned that if the AICC wants him to contest, then who is Vincent Pala to stop him?
Candidate and all of that. So that means he's made it very, very clear that they are not going to take you back, or because they are fielding candidates in the places of the 5 MLAs. No. So at this juncture, what is your step?
What do you mean they are not taking back?
No,
When somebody come from high command and come to my house, Balang, please contest from Congress. Bapala can say anything. What do you mean not coming back? Suppose Manish Chatra come from Delhi, come to my house and request me to go and contest again from Congress. Can Bapala stop that? Then let's wait and see. Yeah?
So has anybody approached us
Approach me? From where?
from the Congress?
There are a lot of people approaching me to rejoin back to Congress.
So why do you think Mapala is making such statement then?
Must be meeting statements to others, but not to me.
Because the thing is that they have already set up a candidate in Naimukha also, and he said that he'll set up more candidates. So that's why I asked.
Yet to see to whom he'll set in my constituency. I've seen nobody that is setting any candidate in my constituency. Yes. When they set somebody in my constituency, then I'll say yes, he has set somebody in my constituency. That means they don't want me back. Simple as that.
How do you see the future for Congress now in Meghalaya after the exit of so many leaders, including you and others like Dr.
Including me exist? Did I give a resignation letter?
Suspended.
Suspended. Including me suspended. I have not resigned. I don't know about others whether they have resigned or not, but me I have not resigned. They just suspended me. But the future of the party depends on the candidate where they're going to set up.
All right, and to bring us more details, I'm being joined now over the phone line by our news editor, Navran Goswami. Navran, it's almost as if Mohindra Ropsang is almost, daring the MPCC chief Vincent Pala to try and stop him from contesting on a Congress ticket, even as he indicated sort of that the AICC High Command itself wants him to contest on a Congress ticket, isn't it?
Ronak, very interesting reaction. There's very interesting response there from Mohindra Ropsang, the sitting MLA from West Shillong. Well, all this time we were under the impression that the 5 suspended MLAs will have nothing to do with the Congress as far as the 2023 Assembly elections is concerned. But and that was the common understanding in the political circles of Meghalaya. But this statement, this remark by Ropsang has changed it all. He has categorically stated that we are still with the Congress. And if the AICC approaches me to contest on a Congress ticket, who is Vincent Pala or anybody else in the MPCC to stop me from doing so? Now that speaks a lot. That also hints probably towards a lack of communication or a gap in communication between the AICC and the MPCC. That is one. Secondly, Ropsang's statement is also very interesting because if we talk about some other suspended Congress MLAs, let's say if we speak about East Shillong, if we speak about Amparin Lingdo, reports are coming in that the Congress has already almost zeroed in on a candidate name as far as East Shillong is concerned. So the Congress is almost determined that it doesn't want to field Amparin Lingdo from her constituency, which she has been winning for the last 2 or more terms. Again, if we talk about Mohindra Ropsang, of course, he's also sitting MLA, and these are 2 different parameters altogether. Ropsang is claiming, there are leaders who want me to contest from the Congress, who want me to rejoin, he said. On the other hand, if we see in the case of Amparin Lingdo, the situation is different. So it's all getting very confusing. But one thing is certain from this: 5 suspended MLAs have not really decided as yet whether they really want to quit the Congress, join some other party. I'm talking about all of them taken together. If they have not yet decided whether they want to leave the Congress, quit the Congress, join another party, contest or contest as an independent, or they want to stay with the Congress. Ropsang, for instance, seems quite interested still to fight, to contest on a Congress ticket. As he has clearly mentioned, has indicated that there are leaders, including those from the AICC, who are in touch with him to fight the elections once again from his constituency, West Shillong, which he represents. So clearly now it is also on Vincent Pala to respond to this, because Vincent Pala and company in the MPCC seem determined to ensure that none of the suspended Congress MLAs get to contest from the party ticket in 2023. But Ropsang has taken this to another level, saying that the AICC, indicating rather, he hasn't named any leader. He has given an example, but he has not named any leader. But he is saying probably the AICC wants him to contest. MPCC in that case is nobody to stop him. So definitely we'll be looking forward now to the reaction of the MPCC to this. But definitely this statement by Mohindra Ropsang makes things really interesting, Ronak.
Absolutely. All eyes will indeed be on Vincent Pala's reaction to this development. Navran Goswami, thank you very much for joining us this evening and bringing us all of those latest updates. And shifting focus now. Is there a fresh COVID alert in the region with rising cases in multiple states? From Sikkim to Manipur, governments are once again gearing up for a possible escalation of the COVID situation. With a rise in COVID cases once again being seen in Manipur, the State Health Minister Dr. Sapam Ranjan has appealed to everyone to come out and get themselves vaccinated, stating that free booster doses of the COVID vaccine will be given out starting tomorrow. The Manipur Health Minister urged people to utilize this opportunity.
I think it's a very good news that from tomorrow, that's Friday, 18 plus will be able to get their booster dose free of cost. I would like to thank the Honorable Prime Minister and the Health Minister for taking up such initiative, because booster dose, it's something very important. And in this, I would like to appeal to everyone: please do come out for the vaccination and get yourself vaccinated. And I've said yesterday, that is the most important. That is, we have to take care. That's how we can take care of ourselves.
So, Dr. Sapam Ranjan, the Manipur Health Minister, urging people, a fervent appeal to everyone in the state to come out and get themselves vaccinated. And this, of course, comes in the face of, once again, rising cases of COVID-19 being witnessed in Manipur. And of course, not just Manipur, viewers, this is a trend that is being witnessed across several states of the Northeast in recent days. And of course, the COVID situation is also alarming in Sikkim. The Himalayan state reported 70 fresh cases, taking the number of active cases in the Himalayan state to 359. The daily positivity rate has risen to 20%, and 1 casualty and 20 fresh recoveries were also reported from the Himalayan state in the last 24 hours. So there you have it, viewers. The situation also alarming in Sikkim as well, as the Himalayan state has reported 70 fresh cases, taking the tally of active cases to 359. The daily positivity rate has also risen to 20%. Meanwhile, 1 casualty and 20 fresh recoveries were also reported from the state in the last 24-hour period. So as you can clearly see, viewers, both in Manipur and in Sikkim as well, authorities are on high alert, as once again there is a certain rise of COVID cases that is being witnessed in these states of the Northeast. As you just heard the Manipur Health Minister say, Dr. Sapam Ranjan, appealing to everyone to come out and get themselves vaccinated. And this, of course, where at a time when free booster doses of the COVID vaccine will be given out starting tomorrow across the nation. All right, and to bring us more details, I am being joined now over the phone line by my colleague Sharat Chandra from Imphal. Sharat, a very fervent appeal being made there by the Health Minister, Dr. Sapam Ranjan, telling everyone to come out and get themselves vaccinated. And this is, of course, very timely, considering that there is once again a surge of cases being witnessed in the state. What more can you tell us regarding this big development, Sharat?
Yes, Ronak, you see, as this COVID positive cases are rising in Manipur, yes, this appeal has been made. This juncture, Manipur just witnessing at present the active cases in Manipur is 268, out of which around about 32 patients are treating in different hospitals and remaining are in home isolation. But yes, you see, the education department had also extended the summer vacation of the school-going children from up till 24th of July. So at this point in time, Dr. Sapam Ranjan, who is the health minister, appealed to the people, because from tomorrow the booster dose for 18 and plus age group will be given from all this government hospital and the public health center. So this is the reason. Yesterday, while talking to the Northeast Health, Sapam Ranjan also indicated that in Manipur the vaccination rate is not satisfactory. So the hesitancy still is a big matter. So he appealed to all the people to come out for the vaccination, as it is providing free in all the district hospital and this RIMS and other public health center, Ronak.
Yes, indeed, Sharat, and of course, the appeal that has been made by the Manipur Health Minister is very timely, isn't it? Because starting tomorrow, booster doses of the COVID vaccine will be administered free of cost across the nation. So this appeal does indeed come at a time when it is ever so relevant, isn't it?
Ronak, you see many
situation on us.
Government already decided wearing mask is compulsory. So what is the reaction?
Yeah, it's it's good because
Yes,
what government
absolutely.
is deciding is
Prakash Adhikari,
process
thank you very much. Prakash, thank you very much for joining us this evening and bringing us all of those latest updates from Sikkim and also giving us those reactions from the everyday common masses of the Himalayan state. Now, if we talk about Mizoram, well, the state government today said that it will not issue any guidelines pertaining to the COVID-19 pandemic situation. This comes at a time when COVID cases are rising steadily in the state as well as in the entire country. A meeting of senior officials, Indian Medical Association Mizoram branch, representatives of churches, civil societies, and even leaders of local councils and village council associations, chaired by State Health Minister Dr. R. Lalthangyana, accepted the proposals made by the state-level expert team on COVID-19 management. And during the deliberations, the stakeholders agreed that those suspecting to be infected must go for testing. It has also been advocated that those with mild symptoms must opt for home isolation. And shifting focus now, Assam Chief Minister Himanta Biswa Sharma today clarified that his meeting with Bengal counterpart Mamata Banerjee was not political in nature, while also indicating that it was just a mere coincidence. Speaking to media persons, Sharma said that the Bengal Chief Minister just so happened to be in Darjeeling during the time of his visit and gave a courtesy call at the Raj Bhavan. Sharma added that being neighboring states, both Assam and Bengal have to cooperate on a number of fronts, and as such, discussions were held on certain issues. Sharma also rubbished speculations of having held any discussions on the presidential elections with Mamata Banerjee.
মই দাৰ্জিলিঙত গৈছিলো ৰাজ্যপাল ডাঙৰীয়াৰ লগত বিশেষ এটা আলোচনা আছিল সেই সময়তে দাৰ্জিলিঙত মমতা বেনাৰ্জীও আছিল গতিকে তেখেতে মোক লগ কৰিবৰ বাবে ৰাজভৱনলৈ আহিল আমি চাহ খালো আৰু যেহেতু উচ্চৰ চুবুৰীয়া ৰাজ্য ইজনক সিজনক প্ৰয়োজন হৈ থাকে সেইবাবে সৌজন্যমূলক কথা বতৰা পাতিলো তেওঁলোকৰো কেতিয়াবা ক্ৰিমিনেল সকল আহি অসমত সোমাই যায় অসমৰ ক্ৰিমিনেল সকল ৱেষ্ট বেংগলত সোমাই যায় গতিকে দুইটা ফালৰ পুলিচৰ ভাল সম্পৰ্ক লাগে আমাৰ কেতিয়াবা বিপদ আপদে আমাৰ মানুহ তাতে গৈ আশ্ৰয় লয় তাৰ মানুহ আমাৰ ফালে ইয়াত আশ্ৰয় লয় গতিকে সীমান্তৰ ডিসি সকলে সঘনাই কথা পাতি থাকিব লাগে এই ধৰণৰ সৌজন্যমূলক কথাই পতা গল যেহেতু উদ্দেশ্যটো তেখেতক লগ কৰা নাছিল উদ্দেশ্যটো ৰাজ্যপালৰ লগতহে মোৰ কথা আছিল নাই ৰাষ্ট্ৰপতি ইলেকশ্যনৰ কথা ৰাজ্যপালক সন্মুখত লৈ কি পাতিব আৰু
And it may be mentioned here that the meeting between Sharma and Banerjee at the Raj Bhavan in Darjeeling yesterday had triggered speculations of a number of possibilities. All right, it's time for a very short break here. Don't go anywhere. Lots more coming up on the other side. Stay tuned.
Coming up at 8 p.m. from the Northeast Live Studios in Guwahati, Northeast Tonight with Wasbir Hussain.
A university is much more than just a place to get your education. It not only helps you build your career, but also your personality and mindset. At Assam Royal Global University, you will get the most suitable environment to gain knowledge and also grow as a person. The university has the best infrastructure with all the required facilities and best quality equipment for any kind of educational need.
জ্বৰ মানে কোভিড-19 নহয় ই জাপানিজ এনকেফ্লাইটিছৰ লক্ষণ হ'ব পাৰে কাৰণ এই সময়খিনি জাপানিজ এনকেফ্লাইটিছৰ উচ্চ সংক্ৰমণৰ সময় গতিকে আতংকিত নহব অতিপাত জ্বৰ তীব্ৰ মূৰৰ বিষ মানসিক অস্থিৰতা ভ্ৰম আৰু সংজ্ঞানহীনতা শৰীৰৰ কঁপনি আদি হৈছে জাপানিজ এনকেফ্লাইটিছৰ লক্ষণ আপোনাৰ ক্ষেত্ৰতো যদি এনে কোনো লক্ষণ পৰিলক্ষিত হয় তেনেহলে আশা এএনএম এমপিডব্লিউ বা ওচৰৰ চিকিৎসালয়ৰ সৈতে যোগাযোগ কৰক সকলো জিলা চিকিৎসালয় আৰু চিকিৎসা মহাবিদ্যালয়ত জাপানিজ এনকেফ্লাইটিছৰ পৰীক্ষা আৰু চিকিৎসা বিনামূলীয়াকৈ প্ৰদান কৰা হয় এই ৰোগৰ পৰা বাচি থাকিবলৈ খোৱাৰ সময়ত সদায় আঁঠুৱা ব্যৱহাৰ কৰক। ঘৰৰ ওচৰৰ পৰা গাহৰি আৰু গাহৰিৰ গঁৰাল আঁতৰাই ৰাখক। দীঘল হাতৰ চোলা আৰু দীঘল হাতৰ পেণ্ট পৰিধান কৰক। সন্ধিয়া ঘৰৰ ভিতৰে বাহিৰে ধোঁৱা দিয়াৰ ব্যৱস্থা কৰক। লগতে সকলো সময়তে কোভিড সংক্ৰান্তীয় নীতি নিয়মসমূহ মানি চলক। সতৰ্ক হওক, সুৰক্ষিত থাকক।
Welcome back, viewers, and on to another big story now. Assam Chief Minister Himanta Biswa Sharma has been on a mission monitoring the flood situation in the state. The People's Chief Minister, as he is fondly referred to, was seen riding on a two-wheeler today as he reviewed the flood situation in Rongya from ground zero. Take a look. Yes, there we see the Chief Minister himself on a two-wheeler and leading from the front to review the flood situation from ground zero to take a first-hand view of the prevailing scenario. And this is, of course, one of the many traits of the People's Chief Minister, as he is very fondly referred to by so many people. He is not really caring about the protocols here, riding on a two-wheeler himself, hopping onto a two-wheeler and going straight to Rongya and taking a first-hand review of the flood situation prevailing at ground zero. And meanwhile, Chief Minister Sharma also assured that scientific methods would be adopted to build embankments to prevent floods in Rongya in the future.
বগৰীবাৰীত পুঠিমাৰী নদীৰ তাণ্ডৱৰ বাবে সমগ্ৰ এই অঞ্চলটোৱে এইবাৰ জলনিমগ্ন হ'বলগীয়া হৈছিল। মই নিজেও মথাউৰিটো চালো, ইয়াৰ অৱস্থাটো খুবেই বেয়া। গতিকে এই পুঠিমাৰী নদীৰ 12 কিলোমিটাৰ মথাউৰি বিজ্ঞানসন্মতভাৱে আমি নতুনকৈ বনাব লাগিব। তাৰ কাৰণে মই বিভাগীয় মন্ত্ৰীৰ লগত আলোচনা কৰি ভাল স্কিম এটা মঞ্জুৰি কৰি দিম, যাতে এই মানুহখিনিক আমি ভৱিষ্যতৰ দিনত বচাব পাৰোঁ। সাধাৰণতে হয় কি, য'ত মথাউৰি ভাঙে তাৰ ওপৰতে আমি মাটি দি বনাই দিওঁ, সেইকাৰণে পিছৰবাৰ মথাউৰিটো আকৌ ভাঙি যায়। ৰিং বান্ধ কৰিব লাগিব, শিলৰ স্পাৰ দিব লাগিব। সেইকাৰণে অলপমান নৰ্মেল মথাউৰিতকৈ অলপ উন্নত মথাউৰি বনালেহে ইয়াত বাচিব, কাৰণ নদীৰ লগতে মানুহখিনি আছে। সেইকাৰণে আমি IIT গুৱাহাটীৰ লগত কথা পাতি মেথামেটিকেল মডেল এটা বনাই সুন্দৰ কৰি মথাউৰিটো বনাবৰ বাবে চেষ্টা কৰিম। 17 ঘৰ মানুহ কমপ্লিটলি ৱাষ্ট এৱে হৈ গৈছে আৰু 160 ঘৰ মানুহ গৃহহীন বা গৃহটো বহুত বেছিকৈ ডেমেজ হৈছে। সকলোকে DCA লিষ্ট বনাইছে আৰু আমি সকলোকে যিমানখিনি পাৰোঁ আমি সহায় কৰাৰ বাবে চেষ্টা কৰিম।
On to the big national focus now. The Lok Sabha Secretariat has issued a booklet which lists words, the use of which in both houses of the parliament will now be considered unparliamentary. Jumla GV, Bal Buddhi, COVID spreader, and Snoopgate have joined everyday expressions like ashamed, abused, betrayed, corrupt, drama, hypocrisy, and incompetent, amongst others, in a list of words deemed unfit for Parliament ahead of a new session starting on Monday, triggering instant protests from the opposition lawmakers who say that it will impede their ability to critique the government. The Lok Sabha Secretariat has issued a new booklet listing unparliamentary words for both the houses. And we have reactions coming in from Lok Sabha Speaker Om Birla. The Lok Sabha Speaker informed that words that have been expunged have been said or used in the parliament by the opposition as well as the ruling party. Birla clarified that nothing as such selective expunging of words used by only opposition has taken place. Birla said that words have been removed that were objected to previously.
लोक सभा सचिवालय ने कुछ असंसदीय शब्दों को जो देश के लोकतंत्र के लिए, चर्चा और संवाद के लिए, लोकतंत्र की गरिमा के अनुकूल नहीं थे, उन शब्दों को विलोपित किया है। उसमें कुछ राज्यों की विधानसभाओं और देश की अन्य लोकसभाओं या वहां के अपर हाउस, उनका संदर्भ भी उसमें दिया गया है। मैं आपके माध्यम से उन माननीय सदस्यों को, देश को जानकारी देना चाहता हूं कि ये लोकसभा की एक प्रक्रिया है, जो प्रक्रिया 1959 से चल रही है। उस प्रक्रिया में जब कभी भी संसद में चर्चा संवाद के दौरान, चाहे सत्ता पक्ष हो चाहे प्रतिपक्ष हो, कोई भी मान्य सदस्य किसी पे आरोप प्रत्यारोप या अन्य विषयों के संदर्भ में बोलते समय कुछ विषयों पर आपत्ति करते हैं, तो उस समय जो पीठासीन अधिकारी रहते हैं, चाहे राज्य की विधानसभाओं में हो चाहे लोकसभा राज्यसभा में हो, वो उस समय मानते हैं कि ये शब्द जो बोला गया है, जिस क्रम में बोला गया है, वह संसदीय नहीं है, तो उसको एक्सपंज करते हैं, विलोपित करते हैं। इसलिए मैं आपको ये स्पष्ट करना चाहता हूं कि देश में भ्रम की स्थिति नहीं होना चाहिए। किसी शब्दों को बैन नहीं किया है और किसी सरकार भी बैन नहीं करती है।
Now to another big story now. Singer Daler Mehendi has been sentenced to 2 years imprisonment in connection with a 2003 human trafficking case. As per latest reports, the singer has been taken into custody. The singer's application for release on probation has also been dismissed by the court. As per the complainant, Daler Mehendi and his brother Samsher Mehendi took a sum of rupees 13 lakh from him to facilitate his movement to Canada. However, the complainant alleged that he was neither sent to Canada nor was his money returned. Yes, indeed, viewers, this is another big story coming in as the singer Daler Mehendi has been sentenced to 2 years imprisonment in connection with the 2003 human trafficking case. As per reports, the singer has been taken into custody and his application for release on probation has also been dismissed by the court. As per the complainant, Daler Mehendi and his brother Samsher Mehendi took a sum of rupees 13 lakh from him to facilitate his movement to Canada. However, the complainant alleged that he was neither sent to Canada nor was his money ever returned. Shifting focus now, in a tragic incident, 3 members of a family from Maharashtra's Sangli were swept away off the coast of Salah Al Mughsel in Oman. Visuals of the unfortunate incident shows 3 persons being swept away by the sea waves in Oman. The terrifying video, which has gone viral on social media, shows deadly waves sweeping away people at the said beach. The video shows 3 young females posing on the rocky shores of Salala Al Beach who were clicking photographs despite the violent waves. Meanwhile, as the waves land, the victims lose their balance, and while one woman was seen being pulled away by a man, others were washed away as they cried for help. In the meantime, 2 men are seen rushing to help, and they could extend their hands to pull them out in time. As per reports, 5 others were also swept away by the strong waves as they were too close to the powerful tides. Take a look. All right, coming back to the region now. Drug peddlers are now adopting new ways to smuggle contraband from one state to another. The situation is such that these drug peddlers have resorted to impersonating the army as well. Acting on specific inputs, 2 drug peddlers were apprehended while en route to Nagaon in Assam from Nagaland's Dimapur. The drug peddlers were using a motorcycle with a sticker of the army embedded on it. However, alert cops intercepted the motorcycle and seized the contraband worth around rupees 70 lakh from the possession of the drug peddlers. Meanwhile, further probe into the matter is underway, and it may be mentioned here that one of the arrested drug peddlers hails from Lahori Ghat in Assam, while the other hails from Meghalaya.
আমাৰ এই ড্ৰাগছ মানে ট্ৰান্সপোৰ্ট কৰাৰ ইনফৰমেশ্যন আছিলে আমাৰ এইটো ডিমাপুৰৰ পৰা গুৱাহাটী লৈ যোৱা তেনেকৈ আমাৰ গোটেইখন যিমান নেশ্যনেল হাইৱেটোত পৰে থানাত নাকা দিয়া হৈছিলে নাকা বহোৱা হৈছিলে তাৰপিছত ৰাতিপুৱা প্ৰায় 10টামান বজাত দকমকা থানাৰ মুখত যিটো আমাৰ নাকা পাৰ্টি আছে নাকা পাৰ্টিটোৱে এই বাইকখনত মানে স্পীডত অলপ বেছি আহি আছিলে সেইকাৰণে ছাছপেক্ট কৰি ৰখোৱা হ'ল তাৰপিছত আমি যেতিয়া লোকেল উইটনেছ মাতি পেলাই আৰু লোকেল ইণ্ডিপেণ্ডেণ্ট উইটনেছ বা হেৰি মাতি পেলাই চেক কৰোঁতে আমি 10টা চাবোন কেছেছ পোৱা হৈছে। তাত যিটো আমি ছাছপেক্ট কৰিছোঁ, ছাছপেক্টেড ব্ৰাউন চুগাৰ আছে আৰু তাতে বাইকত আছিলে আপোনাৰ মুকেশ কুমাৰ নামৰ এজন আৰু জমিলা খাতুন বুলি এগৰাকী মহিলাৰ বেগৰ পৰা এইখিনি ড্ৰাগছখিনি ৰিকভাৰী হৈছে। এতিয়া আমি সেই ইনভেষ্টিগেশ্যন কৰি আছোঁ। সেই আৰু যিটোত মানে সাধাৰণতে সিহঁতি চেকিংটো এভইড কৰে বা সেইটো অলপ চিম্পেথিটো পাই পেলাই যিটো এভইড কৰি লৈ যাব পাৰে, তেনেকুৱা টেকনিক বহুতো ইউজ কৰে সিহঁতে।
পৰৱৰ্তী সময়ত মানে এই ধৰণৰ গাড়ীৰ ওপৰত আৰক্ষীয়ে গাৰ নজৰ ৰাখিব।
আমাৰ ৰখা হয়েই, আমাৰ এম্বুলেঞ্চতো ৰখা হয় আৰু আপোনাৰ বাইক যি ধৰণৰ বাইক নহওক হেৰি হওক ৰখা হৈছে।
আৰু কিবা বস্তু পাইছে নেকি ব্ৰাউন চুগাৰৰ ওপৰত?
না, ব্ৰাউন চুগাৰে পাইছোঁ। বৰ্তমান তেওঁ বস্তু এইটো ঘড়ী কিবা কিবি ড্ৰাইভিং লাইচেঞ্চ এইখিনি আৰু অনুমানিক আপোনাৰ 70-80 lakhs মান হ'ব গোটেই বস্তুখিনিৰ ওপৰত। আৰু এইটোতো ভেলুটো মাৰ্কেট হিচাপে যিমান ডিমাপুৰৰ পৰা দূৰ হৈ গৈ থাকে সিমানে ভেলুটো বাঢ়ে।
And on to Tripura now. The BJP has broken its silence over charges of attack on a Congress team at Sipahijala earlier this week. Responding to allegations put forward by the Congress, state BJP spokesperson Nabindu Bhattacharjee claimed that none of those named in the FIR filed by Congress leaders are members of the BJP. It may be mentioned here that Congress leaders Sarita Lifelung and Ashish Saha came under attack at Bishramganj in Sipahijala earlier this week.
সম্প্রতি কংগ্রেসের একটি অনুষ্ঠানে হামলা হয়েছে। এই হামলাকে কেন্দ্র করে আমাদের দোষারোপ করা হচ্ছে। বর্তমানে কংগ্রেসের নেতা আশিস কুমার শাহ তিনি আমাদের মুখ্যমন্ত্রীর সঙ্গে যোগাযোগ করেছেন এবং তিনি কতগুলি নাম ধাম দিয়েছেন। আমাদের মুখ্যমন্ত্রীর কাছে বার্তা আসার পরেই মুখ্যমন্ত্রী নিজের নামগুলি লিপিবদ্ধ করেছেন। পার্টির মাধ্যমে বিষয়গুলি স্থানীয়ভাবে পার্টির যে কার্যকর্তারা আছেন সেখানে তাদের দেওয়া হয়েছে এবং পুলিশকেও দেওয়া হয়েছে। আমি আপনাদের মাধ্যমে জানাতে চাই যে এই নামগুলি যেগুলি উনি দিয়েছেন কেউই আমাদের কার্যকর্তা নন, কেউ আমাদের তারা যারা আছে অভিযুক্তরা যারা তারা কেউ আমাদের পার্টির সদস্যও নন। কার্যকর্তা তো দূরের কথা, পদাধিকারী দূরের কথা, তাদের সঙ্গে আমাদের কোনো সম্বন্ধই নেই। যে উদ্দেশ্যে এগুলি করা হচ্ছে, অপপ্রচার করা হচ্ছে, আমরা তার তীব্র বিরোধিতা করি। পাশাপাশি এটাও বলবো, আমাদের মুখ্যমন্ত্রীও জানান দিয়েছেন রাজ্যের বিভিন্ন স্থানে যারা সমাজ বিরোধী শক্তি তারা বিভিন্ন সময় তৎপরতা সৃষ্টি করার চেষ্টা করতেই পারে, কিন্তু চটজলদি খবর এলে সেই অনুযায়ী ব্যবস্থা নেওয়া হবে। এখানে কোনো রাজনৈতিক রং দেখা হবে না।
And meanwhile, fruit diplomacy is back between Tripura and neighboring Bangladesh. Tripura Chief Minister Manik Saha today sent 100 packets of the state's special queen pineapples to Bangladesh Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina. The packets were sent through the Agartala Integrated Checkpost and will reach the Bangladesh PMO through the Indian High Commission in Dhaka. And just like last year, 100 boxes have been sent which contain 6 pineapples, which totals to almost 750 kilograms in weight.
It's a goodwill and friendship gesture from this Indian part. Our Honorable Chief Minister Dr. Manik Shah is sending it to the Honorable Prime Minister of Bangladesh, Sheikh Hasina Saiba. 100 boxes. Each box contains 6 numbers Q pineapple and almost it is 750 kilogram. So we are sending it today. Not only pineapple, many horticultural crops is organic by default in this state. Our tribal populations in the hill part of this state, they are growing many crops without using fertilizer at all. We have been promoting this kind of crops, specifically pineapple, jackfruit, throughout the country, even globally. And we are sending it to Europe and Saudi and Qatar, all these places since 2018. As a part of popularizing these fruits, and as it has become already popular, we are proud to decide upon this commodity to be a prestigious commodity as a item of gift for the Prime Minister of Bangladesh, and that will definitely add to the promotion of these fruits, and that will definitely add to the economic growth of the Tripura farmers using this pineapple. It's our goodwill gesture that we have been maintaining since long, the friendship between these two countries. This is reflected through this kind of gesture from the Honorable Chief Minister of this state, Tripura.
And also worth mentioning here is that earlier in 2021, former Tripura Chief Minister Biplab Kumar Deb had started the tradition of gifting the state's renowned fruits to prominent personalities. And most of these fruits have consisted of the state's famed queen pineapples. 19-related symptoms. Earlier on Tuesday, MK Stalin isolated himself after testing positive for COVID. The chief minister took to Twitter and disclosed that he has been tested positive for COVID-19 and urged people to wear masks, get vaccinated, and stay safe. Marking his first official tour, Tibetan spiritual leader the Dalai Lama today embarked on a 2-day visit to Jammu and Kashmir and Ladakh. Notably, state guest the Dalai Lama was received at the airport by Jammu and Kashmir Chief Minister Umar Abdullah. During his tour, the spiritual leader is expected to visit the famous Thiksey monastery in Leh and meet the Tibetan refugees living in the valley on Sunday. Reportedly, there are no public engagements for the Dalai Lama on Friday and Saturday. According to sources, the Dalai Lama has also expressed his desire to visit some tourist places like Gulmarg Health Resort during his stay at the valley. Congress leader and leader of opposition in the Rajya Sabha, Mallikarjun Kharge, today announced that leaders of opposition parties will meet on the 17th of July to discuss the candidate for the upcoming vice presidential elections. Notably, all the opposition leaders are slated to attend the meeting. According to sources, the Congress interim president Sonia Gandhi has given a go-ahead for a joint opposition candidate. It may be mentioned here that Congress has appointed Mallikarjun Kharge to reach out to opposition parties to select a candidate for the vice president's post. Notably, the Election Commission of India announced that elections for the 16th Vice President of India will take place on the 6th of August 2022. At least 5 people have reportedly died of cholera today in the Amravati district of Maharashtra, and as many as 181 patients have been diagnosed with the disease. The State Public Health Department has confirmed that amongst the deceased, 2 were women and 3 were men. Reportedly, 3 of these patients were in the age group of 20 to 40 years and 2 were over 70 years old. It may be mentioned here that cholera, which is a waterborne disease, broke out in the Chikhaldara and Amravati blocks of the Amravati district on the 7th of July. The British Parliament felicitated former India captain and current BCCI president Sourav Ganguly on Wednesday. Notably, the Indian cricketing legend was felicitated on the same date, that is July 13th, when he led India to the NatWest final win in 2002 at Lord's in London. Reportedly, Sourav Ganguly is currently in London, where he celebrated his 50th birthday near the London Eye. It may be mentioned that Sourav Ganguly expressed his satisfaction over the Indian team's dominating display in the first ODI against England on Tuesday, as they produced an all-round show for a 10-wicket win. On the other hand, Ganguly backed star Indian batter Virat Kohli to recover from his injury and get back to his scoring ways. The Hathras court today sent Alt News co-founder Mohammad Zubair to 14-day judicial custody after 2 cases were registered against him in the district on the 4th of July. Consequently, the security in the area was beefed up near the court area. Thereafter, Zubair was produced in the CJM Shiva Kumari court. It may be mentioned that the Supreme Court on Tuesday extended the interim bail granted to Mohammad Zubair in the case registered against him by Uttar Pradesh police in Sitapur. Meanwhile, a bench of Justices D.Y. Chandrachud and A.S. Bopana posted the matter for hearing on the 7th of September and also granted 4 weeks to the Uttar Pradesh government to file a response on Zubair's plea. The Supreme Court today dismissed the 2009 plea seeking an independent investigation into the alleged extrajudicial killings of 17 tribals by security forces during anti-Naxal operations in Chhattisgarh. Notably, a bench of Justices A.M. Khanwilkar and J.B. Pardiwala also imposed a cost of Rs 5 lakh on Himanshu Kumar, a tribal rights activist. It asked Kumar to deposit the cost within 4 weeks before the Supreme Court Legal Services Committee, failing which recovery steps will be taken. The Apex Court's verdict came on a public interest litigation or PIL filed by Kumar. The Bangladesh government today has appointed Mustafizur Rahman as the next High Commissioner of Bangladesh to India. Notably, Mustafizur Rahman is currently serving as permanent representative of Bangladesh to the United Nations offices in Geneva and the ambassador to Switzerland. Ambassador Rahman has served in various capacities in Bangladesh missions in Paris, New York, Geneva, and Kolkata. At the headquarters, he occupied various positions primarily in the United Nations wing.